Well, hello! Didn't see you there. Sorry, I was reading Divergent. What? And guess what else I did? I happened to watch the movie, and guess what I think it is? I think it's great. Whoa, what's on my face? Please ignore the stop sign growing on my face. I'll be right back. And I'm back. So, I have read the book Divergent, followed by Insurgent and Allegiant, and I have to say it's one of the best books I've ever read. And I also have to say it's one of the best movies I've ever watched, ever. It was so good. Wow. And the author, Veronica Roth, happens to be one of the best authors in the entire world. And guess what? I have happened to see her live at the LA Times Book Festival. Almost everybody knows what Divergent is about and what Divergent is. Now that it is a huge blockbuster, #1 best movie in the world type thing, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen it. And if you haven't, you've probably been living under a rock for like 6 months. I don't know. This book, and now movie, is a dystopian novel based on a future form of Chicago. It has 5 separate factions or groups that separate people based on their character traits. Selfless being abnegation, smart, erudite, honest, candor, brave, dauntless, and kind, amity. And so what happens is that everybody, when they turn 16, is placed into each of the factions. Now, what happens if somebody has an aptitude for more than one faction? They are considered divergent, and in the government's eyes, an abomination. So basically, they need to be killed off or exterminated, like bugs. It just so happens that the lead character, Tris Pryor, she is divergent. So of course, they need to exterminate her. And her extremely ravishing, swoon-worthy, godlike, hot, and I repeat, love interest, Tobias Eaton, is also divergent. What a coincidence. So then this talks about their journey against the government and all of the other divergent members. There's a lot of things about a book and a movie that can be different. A lot of times people hate on a movie because it isn't exactly like the book. Newsflash, that's never gonna happen. Just look at all the Harry Potters. There's so many things they left out. Or the Hunger Games, they left out so many things there too. And let's not forget, the biggest abomination of all, Percy Jackson. They miss so many things. So of course, they're gonna leave things out for Divergent. Quit complaining. There were some things missing I wasn't too okay with, like the eye-stabbing scene with Peter and Edward, and some other small things, but other than that, the movie was amazing. It was fantastic. The directors and everybody did a great job, and it was also great that Veronica Roth, the author, was included in a lot of the making of the movie, and she was also a part of the movie in the ziplining scene. Let's just talk about Tris and Thor. Wow, they are so perfect. They were so perfect together. Oh my god! And Tobias's tattoos, when he took his shirt off, I was like, oh! So not only were the characters in this movie great, but the actors who played these characters were phenomenal. I've always liked Shailene Woodley, and she played Tris, and I think she did such a great job at making somebody look like such a weak and innocent person, and her transformation into a hero. I also think Theo James did a great job to justify Tobias Eaton. Tobias Eaton was a masculine and smart, yet extremely sensitive and broken person, and I think they did such a great job at making Theo turn into Tobias. Theo and Tobias are pretty much the absolute equivalents, except for Theo James is extremely funny. Anyways, so now let's just talk about the offset romance. Everybody knows Shailene and Theo are together. Like, Shio is so real. Shio is already a canon, and nobody even, discussed it. They're so perfect together. If you watch an interview, I'm telling you now, the chemistry is so alive, and they always, hug each other in front of everyone. They're dating. They're married. I bet you Shailene's pregnant. Oh, Shio babies.
Oh, Shio babies.
Also, Ansel Elgort did such a great job at making Caleb seem like a smart, yet silent, and somewhat weak-minded person. I despise Caleb. He is the most horrible person on earth, and I think Ansel Elgort, the sweetest person ever, did such a great job at making him seem cold. It's really, really cool how they could make such a sudden transformation. I also think that Eric was a great character. I've always loved Eric. He's a really mean person, but he's such a good character, and they did such a good job at making him seem like he is. Al was, of course, a great guy. I didn't imagine Al to look so thin and tall. I thought he would look more like a little larger width and height, and I thought he was Asian for some reason. I seriously thought he was Asian because he reminded me of Frank from the Heroes of Olympus, so that's the relation I had with them. Obviously, if you want to join the fandom, the first thing you do is join the social media sites. Now, I'm not as active on my Divergent fan page anymore, but I do post at least once or twice every 3 or 4 days. You can follow me at Cake4Tobias on Twitter. I have a link to that on the down bar below, as well as my personal links for Instagram and Twitter, so you could follow me on that. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and comment what you thought about the Divergent movie. Hopefully all good things. If not, you might as well share. Also, if you have any requests for book reviews or any types of videos at all, again, in the down bar below. And yeah, thanks. Bye! Bye! By the way, guys, as you know, I did get to see Veronica Roth talking live at the LA Times Book Festival, and if you would like to see that, just stick around. I will show these clips at the end of this video.
That was like this very scary, and those people are necessary because builds up to all of this when you really need to show everything that all the secrets.
Answer all the questions. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to answer all the questions, but you do have to answer a lot of the questions. Yeah, it was good for me in that way because I was like, I feel like I'm organizing the series. Like I'm checking off every question I need to answer, and I'm like finishing it up. And
This is giving you a good idea of what to get you for like, the holiday.
I was like, I think I'm too old to play pretend in the backyard. I think the neighborhood kids are starting to feel like I'm weird. Sad, but it's true. So I was like, well, maybe I could write it down. Like it occurred to me, that this might be a good idea. And that's really when I started writing like almost every day. My mom thought I was really like there's something wrong with me. She'd come into my room and my face would be like bright red. Because for some reason when I was younger, when I was writing, I got so emotionally involved that my heart would start to pound and I would like flush. So she was like, what are you doing? I'm writing a scene from erotica.
One of the... What? I hear noises, what? Now what else do I want to say? I'm really sweaty, I'm gonna tuck my hair up. I have more. I have the actors.